Welcome back to the channel, friends. In this video I want to show you how another way to disperse your like I explained on this channel. Hydroethyl Cellulose is a natural polymer that you can use to make clear serum. I've worked with it so long that I can depend on it. The only time X has failed a bit is when I used it to make a hand sanitizer, okay, with, I'm going to talk about it in another video, when I use it to make an hand sanitizer with 99.9% alcohol. Even though it failed a bit, it's still strong enough. As you can see, it's still strong enough to hold hand sanitizer at a certain length, but it cannot withstand too much alcohol. That's the only side effect of it. But any other thing, X can withstand it. So I will show you how I use this to make in another video. Now this video is how to dissolve your X. I mean, the technical name for it is to disperse it. So but for those that are just coming up, this is how to dissolve your hydroethyl cellulose using blender. The other time I showed you how to dissolve that using immersion blender. So if some of you don't have immersion blender, here is the best way, another way to do it. So measure your hydroethyl cellulose. I'm going to be using this to make other product that I will be showing on the channel soon, but I want to disperse it. I just want to show it to you quickly. So just add water. Keep in mind, the best way to have a balanced skincare product is to make it 100%. So make sure you weigh your hydroethyl cellulose. In this case, I'm using 3% each because I want to use them to make another product I will mention later on. So I have 3% here. I'm going to add a bit of water to them, both of them. Then I'm going to use my immersion blender, also called hand blender, to blend it. So let's add a little bit of water. If you are not using too much water in your formulation, you have to be careful because you still have to take this away, okay, from your water, from the water phase, from the distilled water of your formulation. So keep that in mind as you go forward. So if you know you're not using too much water, please do not use too much water because it's going to affect the weight of your distilled water. But because I'm using a lot of distilled water in some of my formulation, that is why I'm not worried about the amount. So once you have that, you can just mix it with a stirrer or whatever you have to mix. Mix both. Mix. Now, why I prefer homogenizer, because it does this amount, to me is small enough. But hey, because this video is for using hand blender, why not try it? So we're going to put in the hand blender and blend it. Another thing you can do, in my case now, is because I want to use this for different formulations, I'm going to add both together, then I'll divide them into two once they are fully hydrated. So I'll add them together so as to give my hand blender enough work to do. So after a series of blending, okay, you're going to leave it. I personally believe this blending is enough for now. I'm going to leave it, okay, and I'm going to come back to it in a bit. Okay, so I'll leave that for now, and I'm going to come back to it in a bit. So as you can see, it's not fully hydrated yet. For hydroethyl cellulose to be fully hydrated, you have to blend it very well. Okay, so that being said, we're going to come back to that and I will show you exactly the stage it is. I'm going to mix it a bit with my stirring rod. I'm using the scraper to scrape the side to keep everything all together. To keep everything together, then I'll leave it for another, at least I'm going to leave it covered for another 30 to 45 minutes. By that time it will have swelled up. Then I'm going to show you again the next step, you know, the next thing we're going to do. At that time also, I'll show you exactly what I'll do. So I'm not going to talk right now so as not to confuse you. So let's come back in another 45 minutes. Then we'll see how it turns out, and I will tell you the next thing to do. Hello, and we're back, and the X is over, I think, over 1 hour, you know, hydrated. If you want to see a fully hydrated X, this is exactly how it looks. As you can see, this is more different than what we had before. It's now fully hydrated. It's now thicker. Okay, it's thicker. As you see, a fully hydrated X is a lot different. See how it looks when it's fully hydrated. So we will have to find a way to separate it. Okay, and I think a hand blender is going to do a good job now. So let's get our hand blender. I'm going to, as you can see, the chunk. See the chunk, what we use the hand blender to do. If you have a small homogenizer, it may not be able to do this work. Okay, so as you can see, it's a lot of mess when your hex is in this situation. So what you'll do now is, if you have your water ingredient, you want to add your water ingredient to it and let it rest a bit. It takes a lot to hydrate a hex. Okay, it takes a lot, I mean, because it makes beautiful gel and it makes good product. The preparation is a bit technical, so when you are working with a hydroethyl cellulose, you should expect something like this. Okay, you should expect something like this. So you're going to add your water ingredient to it, okay, and give it more time to soften. It's more like what can I call this now? It's more like plastic. It's actually not plastic. It's just getting ready to become a gel. So I will add some water to it now, and I'm going to give it a bit of mixing. Okay, see how I'm using, that's why I say you need this squeeze bottle. It's going to really help a long way. So we add a bit of water to it. You can leave it a bit, or you can we can struggle it out and see exactly what we get. So most of the time I'll just add water to it and leave it a bit more. At that time we'll have softened more, but I'm going to blend it more to see exactly what we get. It's coming up a little bit more. As you can see, we're going to blend it more. Now this is why the creator of this told us that we have to continue blending it. We shouldn't stop blending it. Like when I have to use it, I blend it occasionally. Just don't allow it to stay still, to stay like this. So you have to keep blending. But because I intentionally left it for this video. If I am working, I keep blending it. I don't allow it to stay still, to become like a rubber-like substance. Like, so we keep blending. I'm going to get a more uniform paste. This is one of the best natural polymer out there. I believe it more than Carbomer because it really has very good strength, but just needs a lot of blending. It requires a lot of blending. The preparation of X alone takes over 1 hour. So when you want to use X, get ready to really work hard. It takes a lot of hard work. As you can see, I'm still blending it. So this is why in the other video I was telling someone that asked me a question that if I use hand blender is going to do a funny job for you, but homogenizer will do a better job. But the catch with the homogenizer is that you just leave it in the homogenizer, homogenize it for 30 minutes. Okay, but if you have to do hand blender, this is where we get a lot of mess. So it takes a lot to use an homogenizer to use X. A lot of indie brand don't use X because it takes a lot to prepare. Trust me, they do not use it. Okay, so we keep blending. It's just require a lot of blending. Until we get a smoother paste. You can see this is the part of a formulation that's really hard, but it's good. I have nothing bad against it. It's just a lot of experimentation, as you can see. So when we get to this stage, that's why I do not use hand blender. I always use my homogenizer to blend Hex, right? As you all see, I use my homogenizer here. Is over here to blend my hydroethyl cellulose because it takes a lot of effort to use your hand blender to do it. It takes a lot of effort. You have to leave it, you have to soak it in water to soften it a bit. And when we get to this stage, it's really a bit hard to control. You just have to keep blending because you want to get a very soft paste, just like a gel. That's what it has to get to, that stage when it's like a gel before you can use it. As you can see here, it's not like a gel yet. It's not really fully ready for you. So you're going to blend a bit more, then you can now introduce it to your product and you can blend a bit more further. So let's continue blending. And if you need a bit more water, remember it's a polymer, so it's going to soften with time. It's going to, it can take a lot of water, but do not add like lots and lots of water to it. Now at this phase I'm going to stop. I'm going to tell you why I am going to stop at this phase. If I have to use as you can see how messy it is. It's a polymer. Polymer is supposed to hold something together, and that's why X is showing you I'm strong. I can hold your serum, your gel together. That's the power of polymer. And because we're using a natural polymer, derived from wood, that's why I really love this polymer. I used it to create a facial gel yesterday. It wasn't bad, but it's just that there are some things you cannot make with it's not bad if it's a regular facial gel, but when you have to use dimethicone in your facial gel, X is going to give you a terrible product. I'm not sure what the effect would be on the second or third day, but it won't give you the smoothest mixture. Remember, this is not a synthetic, this is not Carbomer or Sepimax, right? So just make sure. Now at this phase we're going to stop. I will show you when I'm using this to create aloe vera gel. it's a normal thing. What we're seeing here is just a normal thing to get when you are using a hand blender to prepare a polymer. A polymer you shouldn't be using a hand blender, so to say, to make a polymer. It's better used with an homogenizer. Okay, well, that's it, and that's about it. That's how you use your hand blender. Don't worry, you won't get a smooth mixture. What you do is that you will introduce this into the distilled water of your formulation. Okay, when you introduce this into the distilled water of your formulation, then you're going to blend it. Okay, you're going to blend it with the distilled water of your formulation. Once you are done blending, it's going to be smoother. So because I'm going to be making an aloe vera gel for you in another video, I will show you exactly how I will do that. So before then, I will have divided this into two, and I'll show you how I use my hex. Okay, this is pre-hydrated hydroethyl cellulose. Okay, this is a pre-hydrated hydroethyl cellulose, and this is how it looks. When you're talking about pre-hydrated, meaning something that you have already, that you have already mixed with water, it's already mixed together, and it's ready to be used in your formulation. So when you see pre-hydrated, this is what we mean. Okay, so this is the final product. This is something you want to get before you start introducing into your formulation. I hope this video has helped you a lot. It takes a long time to hydrate hex, and this is exactly what I did for you in this video. If you have to use your hand blender, I know some of you that asked me that question, you now know why I decided to use my homogenizer to do that, because an homogenizer, as you see in this video, we do a better job. Okay, I have my homogenizer here. It will do a better job than using a hand blender, but hey, we still get something, right? So this is it about. If you have any question about using your hand blender to hydrate hex, feel free to drop that question in the comment box below. Stay tuned, I'm going to be releasing more videos shortly, and we'll take it from there. Thank you so much for watching. To learn more about making skincare products, this is the channel for you. So feel free to drop that to click that subscribe button and the notification icon to be notified next when I upload new videos. Thank you for watching, everyone.